Alright, Dragon Ball super fans. Now, I know it's been a while since I posted a video on my channel just covering comics, but given the fact that there's just so much news going on with Dragon Ball Super lately, well, maybe not so much news, but hype for the new episode coming out this weekend, episode 122, where we have Vegeta going up against Jiren. And the biggest thing about it is the fact that the trailer itself, or the preview, was only about 25-30 seconds, yet I feel like episode 121, when they fought and defeated Annie Raza, was a pretty good episode. But I feel like more people have been talking about the preview for episode 122 than 121 itself, and that says a lot. It's the first episode of 2018, and also Happy New Year to everybody out there. And in the preview itself, we have Vegeta pretty much looking like he's holding his own against Jiren. Now, I just wanted to make it clear before we go any further that there will be spoilers in this video. So, if you want to go into this episode bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to see what happens, I encourage you to close out of this video, and I'll talk to you in another video later. Thanks for supporting the channel. But if you'd like to continue on, there will be spoilers for some of the upcoming episodes, so that's been your warning. Now, the thing is, based off the artwork, which again is done phenomenally, like episode 114, I believe, which was when Goku went Super Saiyan God and beat the crap out of Caulifla and Kale, and then they fused into Kefla and the battle turned. But that episode, from beginning to end, when Kale first went berserk to when Kefla was beating the crap out of Goku, the animation was fantastic. Looks like the same team is doing the episode 122, because Vegeta in the preview, Jiren, Goku, 17, Topo, everybody looks great. Now, one scene has people, well, actually a lot of scenes have people going, because it looks like when Vegeta is rushing Jiren with a barrage of melee attacks, you see Vegeta sweating but also looking satisfied because he has Jiren what looks to be on the run, and Jiren looks like he's actually having a tough time in the battle. Then we have Vegeta kicking Jiren with such a it's a beautiful shot to the gut. And later on in the end of the preview, we have Vegeta charging a final flash, again beautifully animated, and Jiren looks afraid. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is to talk about the fact about why does Jiren look afraid of the final flash, because a lot of fans have been talking about it's surprising that Jiren looks to be afraid of that attack, yet he stood in the path of the Spirit Bomb like it was nothing. Now, in the preview, well, actually the spoilers for the upcoming episodes, it said that Vegeta ends up not being able to do a thing to Jiren in terms of damage, and it hasn't been mentioned he was eliminated. It did say that Vegeta is badly injured due to his fight with Jiren, so that lets us know that even though it looks like there is going to be an impressive effort on Vegeta's part, is not going to amount to anything. Even the episode spoilers say that Goku and Vegeta fight together but aren't able to do anything against Jiren's might. And from there, I believe they even say that Jiren unleashes even more of his power, so there's no telling what's going to happen next. But overall, I am satisfied that, number one, we have an upcoming episode with Vegeta going against one of the, I wouldn't even call them main villains, but main opponents, kind of like Hit was back in Universe 6 arc. And I'm actually looking more forward to this, because based off the preview alone, it looks like Vegeta's putting up a better fight against Jiren than he did against Hit back in Universe 6. Not to mention the animation looks far better in this upcoming episode. Now, going back to the Final Flash moment, what I want to talk about here is the fact that when it comes to the Final Flash, I think this is another homage moment that the writers are doing for Vegeta in this episode. Now, think back to episode, I believe it was 109, the first episode in the 1 hour special where Goku fought Jiren. Remember, after Goku finally went Super Saiyan Blue and Jiren decided to actually fight Goku? Remember, he was taking blows from Super Saiyan 1 and 2 Goku without even flinching. I believe even before that, base Goku fired a Kamehameha wave, but it was said that Jiren's sheer energy, just the sheer pressure of his energy, created like an energy barrier or just a shield around him that the Kamehameha wave couldn't even burst through. Then when Goku finally decided to go Super Saiyan God, Jiren thought it best to just lift one finger to block all of his blows. This could be taken one of two ways. Either Jiren decided that, okay, maybe I'm just going to show Goku how weak he is by deflecting all of his attacks with one finger, or he figured that Super Saiyan God was a level of power that he didn't want to willingly take blows from. Now, what I'm saying is that even though Jiren hasn't been taking his fight serious yet, I'm not saying that he couldn't take God level attacks like they were nothing. I'm just saying that Super Saiyan God may have proved enough for him to show that, okay, maybe I'm going to block just a little bit of defense here. Just show a little bit of defense. This is shown even further when Goku finally went Super Saiyan Blue, and that's when him and Jiren actually started fighting. Now, kind of like with Super Saiyan God, Goku having his strikes blocked with one finger, what I'm thinking is that Jiren has probably just stood around, standing around without moving a muscle, just because he knew Goku was holding back. Or I guess the best comparison here is he thought that Goku's levels less than blue weren't even worthy of his time and effort, which I think is harkening back to when Goku fought Beerus on King Kai's planet in the manga and in the anime. Let's talk specifically about the anime here. Remember how Goku went Super Saiyan 1, 2, and Beerus is just dodging all of his attacks. Same thing with Super Saiyan 3. It was Goku's ultimate form, but Beerus was under the impression that Super Saiyan God was something Goku was holding back with. Goku couldn't land a hit on Beerus. He was just blocking everything, dodging everything without little effort. He had no interest. I'm thinking the same thing is true of Jiren. Remember, he most likely could have taken anything that Goku threw at him, be it a Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 3, 2, or 1 punch, just like Beerus, who obviously could have taken anything Goku threw at him without a scratch, but he just had no interest in fighting him. So when Goku first went blue, that's when Jiren decided to go on the offensive and defensive. He was literally throwing Goku around like a rag doll. Now, the reason I'm bringing this fight up is because remember when Goku and Jiren were like literally, well, I don't want to say flying around, but they were leaping around and moving at such high speed that they were going all around the arena. There was one scene where Goku literally dodged one of Jiren's punches at the last second, and while Jiren had his fist to the ground, Goku fired a Kamehameha wave that Jiren looked surprised at. Then he proceeded to dodge and continue to fight. I feel like the same thing is going on with the final flash, but in a different way. Now, I feel like the Kamehameha caught Jiren off guard. Not saying he couldn't have survived the blast like it was nothing, but he probably was caught off guard. That's why he looked surprised, not scared. Moving on to the Spirit Bomb. This is the best comparison that people have been using in regards to the final flash. Remember that Jiren willingly stood there while Goku charged up and then launched the Spirit Bomb at him. Even after there was the struggle between Jiren and Goku, he was not scared. He was pushing back the attack. When I think about the final flash, and well, going back, not to jump too far ahead of myself, remember that Universe 11's God of Destruction, Belmood, and as well as the Kai, said that Jiren's fighter style is one where he allows his opponent to use their best attacks. He literally takes those attacks, whether it be through counter or defending against the attack, and then he proceeds to crush his opponent, which is a great way to crush someone's spirit, not just their body. What I'm thinking with the Spirit Bomb is, again, Jiren willingly let it happen because Goku had exhausted 20 times Kaioken, couldn't do anything after that. So he went to the Spirit Bomb, Jiren deflected it, and that was that, until Ultra Instinct, of course. When it comes to the final flash, I feel like this is not only a homage to the Cell saga, but also to Jiren's fighting style. Remember, it looks like Vegeta's giving Jiren everything he's got, but it's still not enough. From there, I'm guessing that Jiren is going to allow Vegeta enough time to charge the final flash. Whether this is because Jiren is just willingly letting Vegeta exhaust himself before defeating him, or if Vegeta goads Jiren into letting him charge it up like he did with Cell. Pretty much he told Cell, if you want to test out your perfect form, try your best against my ultimate attack. And in the preview, it looks like Vegeta's charging up. You see like the gold and yellow aura. Not to mention the lighting on the different characters. There's one scene where it looks like Jiren is literally just standing there stone face, and I'm assuming that's when he's charging up the final flash. Then afterwards, it looks like Jiren is in a defensive pose, and he's actually caught off guard. He looks scared or surprised at the power of the final flash. But a couple things here. Number one, more than likely it's not going to do anything based off the spoilers. And number two, I'm guessing that Vegeta actually launches the attack and then Jiren decides to use his finishing move. I believe it's called the Power Impact. That red or orange energy orb he used against Ultra Instinct. Well, Goku after Ultra Instinct ran out. He used it to one-shot kill, and I believe he used it against Hit as well. And in the preview, it looks like Vegeta's on the receiving end of a large energy blast. And I'm guessing that's the power impact that Jiren shot at him after the final flash was done, because one of the leaked scenes or pictures from the actual episode shows Vegeta with battle damage armor and he's in base form. So I'm assuming that he goes up against Jiren at blue, gives it everything he has, used the final flash, but Jiren survives. He uses the power impact, but instead of knocking him out of the ring, he's badly injured, which leads to this picture there where Vegeta is battle damaged. So what I'm thinking is this. Jiren allows Vegeta to charge up the final flash. Vegeta does, and then he fires it, and I love that shot because it looks like Vegeta just launched the attack, and instead of being like one concentrated beam, it looks like it's so much power that it's just exploding from his hands and going everywhere. And then Jiren is, that look on his face is surprise, not fear, but I'm guessing like Cell. He allows Vegeta to use his attack, the final flash. He's like, okay, I'll test myself against your ultimate power, which I'm pretty sure I'll crush. But he's surprised by how powerful the blast is. So I don't think that Jiren is afraid of the final flash. He's just surprised and caught off guard. Well, he's actually in a defensive pose, but he's just surprised that Vegeta is able to unleash such a powerful attack, considering he is the second fiddle, as Topo put it, to Goku. And just jumping right back to another comparison in the Cell games, remember when he used the Warp Kamehameha Wave on Cell? Cell survived the blast. He was just caught off guard by Goku using the instant transmission to blast up his upper torso. And then you look back and when Goku used that Kamehameha Wave on Jiren, and he dodged it with that surprised look on his face, Jiren was caught off guard because Goku charged up and launched his attack at such a high speed. So when it comes to Jiren with all these energy attacks, fighting against Goku and Vegeta, I'm not saying he can't take their attacks. It's just like he's either going to be testing his own defensive strength as well as taking his opponent's best shots and then crushing them, or he's too weak to take the attacks, which I don't think is the case. But to be honest, it looks like Vegeta does have him on the run. Like literally, it looks like Vegeta is putting up a better fight against Jiren than even 20 times Blue Goku and hit using his time skip. I'm going to be honest here. It could be the artwork due to dramatic effect, you know, with Jiren having sweat on his forehead. But I'm just saying that when it comes down to it, I think that Vegeta is indeed putting up a better fight. I don't know if it's due to a technique he's using that's similar to the Kaioken. It could be the Mastered Super Saiyan Blue like in the manga. I don't know. I'm just saying that when it comes to Vegeta, Goku, and Hit, I feel like Vegeta is the one who goes 100% from the beginning of a fight. I feel like this was established early on where Goku tests his opponents. Like he holds back on purpose. Hit is one who pretty much bides his time until he's in a position where he can end things in one strike, because I believe as an assassin, he even tells Goku in the mini arc in Last December, the one where Hit quote unquote killed Goku, that his job as an assassin, he prides himself on finishing his opponents or his targets in one strike. And the same thing with Jiren. I mean, yeah, he was biding his time trying to get a feel for Jiren's attacks, and then when the time was right, he used that strike to the heart and then locked him up in that cage of time or whatever. But when it comes to Vegeta, and I think this was established back when he fought Hit back in the Universe 7 vs 6 tournament, he goes all out from the beginning and then is pretty much going in head first. He'll think things through. Remember, he got to the point where he's like, okay, if I catch Hit in the middle of one of his invisible strikes, I can hit him and knock him out. But then that turned out to not work, but at least he was thinking about it. What I'm thinking is Jiren probably isn't used to somebody like Vegeta, who's number one, very powerful, and number two, literally going in there, both arms swinging and on fire. Because again, just the way that Vegeta's moving so fast and his strikes are so powerful, Jiren looks like he's on the run. Jiren could be pulling an act, you know, playing possum, I don't know. But I'm just saying that even though Jiren looks afraid of the final flash, I think that it's more being shocked and surprised by how much power Vegeta's exhausting at one strike. So that's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And again, it's just great to do a new video for this channel because I feel like there's a lot I need to catch up on, and I'll talk to you later.